Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the qualifying round in the Desert Dunes tournament. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also that you do subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Get the ultimate tournament or tour guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, the elevation adjustment, also the ball and the club type I do suggest you to play with. Have in mind that these are all suggestions, you don't have to follow what I do suggest, but there is always a plan behind it. Let's go to hole number one. We start off on hole number one, and here I'm gonna play with the driver that gives me the most power and topspin possible. I would like, however, though, to play with 6 bars of topspin, 1 bar of side spin to the left. So as you've already been noticing, power is more important than topspin. Ball guideline should go in between the bunker on the left and the bunker on the right. Adjustment, maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. If you're not in max distance, push up to max. I will be adding a little bit of overpower. You can see that the bottom of the ball just basically relaxing on the bottom arrows. And you can see here that the ball comes down very nicely, and we are looking to get somewhere around 360 to 370 yards. Because the reason we don't want to go further is because we do want to play from absolute minimum distance with our Grizzly. And I do think this is going to be an easier way to get this ball to drop instead of trying to play somewhere between mid and max distance with our short iron. So, spin to pin, meaning that I'm gonna have backspin, so the ball guideline go approximately 1 green square through the hole, and that is very important as we otherwise will fall short even if we are right at line. So adjustment here in the video is a minimum distance with a 25% over adjustment. I would recommend to play minimum distance with a 30% over adjustment instead. Because even though I do hit a great ball here to the right, I do feel that we do miss a little bit too much for me to be able to say that perfect was in. So minimum distance with a 30% over adjustment, speed is perfect, then I do believe we're going to see this ball drop very nicely for an eagle on a tough hole, which is hole number 1 in headwind. For hole number 2, I'm gonna show you our opponent's shot, which is a very interesting line combined with a more aggressive line from myself. So we start by taking a look at our opponent's shot, which is a free-to-play version. Half a bar of backspin, 1.5 bar side spin to the left, red ring by the rough line, ball guideline pointing towards the hole, but a little bit short. I would say that we do not want to have the ball guideline as short as our opponent is having. I do think it's very important to leave it short, but approximately just half a green square instead of the 1.5 green square as our opponent is doing. Medium distance with a 5% elevation, power 2 ball settings is what I'm getting the adjustment towards at. And you can see this is just short in line, beautiful shot. The only problem we could have is if we do hit a bad great left, that second bounce could potentially clip the rough. And I'm not sure that that will roll out from rough if it does, but it is, in my opinion, a very good chance with a perfect ball with this type of adjustment. So let's take a look what we can do if we are having the possibility to play with a special ball. For the other option, a rough bump, 3 bars of backspin, no side spin whatsoever, and now we're gonna find position. Look at the inner ring, should be bottom left by the edge of the sand trap line with the ball guideline to the hole. Now, when it's time to adjust, in the video, I do adjust minimum distance minus 5% elevation, power 0 ball numbers, and you will notice that we are adjusting slightly too much. So the thing that we do need to do here is to do minimum distance minus 10%. Very, very important. I do believe strongly that minus 10% would make this ball to drop. And as you can see there, that in terms of where we do have the first bounce, I do believe a great left and a great right could still be safe, which makes this shot miles better than any other type of shot here where we do a double bounce, because a rough bump where we only have one bounce to consider is always going to be better in my opinion. So minimum distance minus 10%, minus 10% power, 0 ball numbers is what we're gonna do. 3 bars of backspin. Make sure that you do not have any accidental overpower or underpower, so you're still gonna hit that rough, and then we do have a very good chance for a drop on hole number 2. Hole number 3, we're gonna play one of the easier par 5s there is in the game, especially when we do have wind in our back. So headwind, this one is difficult. Tailwind or crosswind, this one is gonna be fairly easy. 4 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. We start at complete max distance with the rock level 9. So we adjust maximum distance plus 10, and then it's time to take our shot. Have in mind that if you do play with the rock level 8, you push up 1 yard after the adjustment. If you do play with the rock level 7, you push up 5 yards after adjustment. Why is that? It's because you need to compensate for the power differences between the 3 levels. 357 yards. 357 yards, we're gonna play 4% slider minus 10% elevation, and that's going to be 1 decimal more than minimum distance. So first, 3 bars of side spin to the left. We are looking to use 2 bars of top spin, and look how I'm going back and forth trying to catch this funnel. And here, once again, having tailwind or crosswind, it's much easier to play into the funnel than what it is in headwind. So very important that you catch the funnel, like find the funnel so you can go left and right with your target without the ball guideline moving from the hole, and then it's time to adjust. So minimum distance minus 10%, adding 1 decimal, which is a 4% slider, bouncing nicely into the rough. We love when it turns around like this with the camera, then we know it's going to be close, and we get this ball to drop right at pin for a beautiful albatross on hole 3. I would say that this is combined with hole number 5, those 2 holes where I feel like a perfect ball is going to drop. I would say even here on hole number 3, a great left or a great right could actually drop as well, because the funnel is so huge that if you are just positioned correctly, you will give yourself room for a bad shot for the second shot and still get it to drop, which is weird, but obviously fun. For hole number 4, we're gonna play a rough bump, and here we're gonna play with 6 topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the left. And now we're starting at the plus 2 yard mark with a slight gap from the top of the yellow ring by the edge of the rough line with the Goliath level 9. If you play with Goliath level 7 or level 8, you have the yellow ring just by the rough line because you have a slight different accuracy. Now, I do play this shot maximum distance with a 15% over adjustment power 3 ball settings, and you will notice here that we are slightly over adjusting this one with approximately 2 decimals in my opinion. That is at least what I judge it as. So my recommendation is to play max plus 15 still, but play power 1 ball settings. That would be a difference of 0.2 from what we did just play. So max plus 15, power 1, we play with the Goliath, we play with a Kingmaker, and make sure to replicate a perfect ball. Then I do believe we have a very good chance for a drop. For hole number 5, we're gonna have to play for an eagle, and I do think we need to get an eagle here, as many of your opponents will get one here. Max top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. You can see that I start at the plus 7 yard mark with the ball guideline pointing approximately 1 ring from the rough on the left. Adjustment is gonna be maximum distance, no elevation whatsoever. Once that is done, we're gonna take our shot. Those of you having less topspin on your drive, obviously you will not reach as far as we will here with 7 bars of topspin, but you can still follow the same type of method. The plan here is to get the ball somewhere between 375 and 390 yards. 381, that leaves us to a structure that's going to be the following. So we're gonna have top of the blue ring by the start of the fringe. And once we have found that, we will apply backspin. No side spin whatsoever, just backspin. So we're gonna keep the blue ring by the fringe with the backspin and ball guideline then to the hole. 5% elevation, and we're gonna play from 381 yards. We're gonna play 22% slider with a 5% elevation. Obviously, the thing that we do have to do here in the end is to hit perfect. Very important. 22% slider, 5% elevation. See, bounce nicely, getting this ball right at pin for a beautiful eagle here on hole 5. Very important to get this one to drop, as I do feel that this is a must if you're gonna have anything to do with having a good score in the qualifying round. Tough wind on hole number 6, and here I play purely for an eagle. I'm using a relic ball, which is a power 5 wind 3 ball. If you do not have any power 5 wind 3, you can go with a power 5 wind 4, you can go with power 5 wind 2, or power 5 with 1, which is a berserker ball as well. So, no movement. So we start just where it is, the target. 6 bars of top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Adjust max plus 10, and as you can see here on the video, a great right will still be safe, even though we're not looking to hit a great right, obviously. The more top spin you have, the better it's going to be. I use 6 bars of top spin to try to just mirror the play that we can do with an Apocalypse level 4. Plus, if you do have more top spin, if you play with Apocalypse 6 or better, then use as much top spin possible, because the further down you're getting, the better it's going to be. Second shot, we play with the wood club that gives us the most power. And here we do need to use plenty amount of top spin to let the ball guideline go through the hole. You can see that there is a it's glitchy with the ball guideline. Obviously not the best possible spot, but what can we do really? The thing that I would recommend here to do is to aim a little bit to the right of the pin. Give yourself a little bit room, because of the compressed ball guideline will make the ball not having the speed as we are looking for, even though we are getting the ball to approximately the same first bounce as we're looking at. If I can have this type of eagle every single time, I'm gonna be very pleased. This is not a hole that I'm gonna spend that much time on, especially not in the qualifying round. It's more important to get the drive to be correct and just not make any mistakes, because this one you have to get the eagle, even though it's a tough hole, but it's gonna be a battle, especially if you make the drive in a bad way. For hole number 7, I'm going to play a rough bump, and here I'm gonna use top of the red ring by the edge of the rough and right side of the red ring by the sand trap line to the right. And once that is done, I will apply spin, and I'm gonna use 4 bars of top spin, and I'm also gonna use 1 bar of side spin to the left. The plan here is not to focus on the ball guideline at all. The plan is to just do what I'm supposed to do, which is to add the spin that I'm using, and then also the correct positions. Now, adjustment is going to be 1 to 1, which is 7.1 rings for 7.1 miles per hour. Now, we do need to hit perfect. With this type of wind, a great left here will not be good, as this will, with the wind and with the hill, it will push us down to the right more than we want to. Speed-wise, we come in nicely, and a perfect ball would ride that hill a little bit better, and I do believe that would be a drop if we would be hitting perfect. So a good chance, a good shot, and what I would like to say in the end, when it comes to your pull angle, even though we adjust from a lower to a higher point, I would strongly recommend you to play with a flicker 1159 to get yourself a little bit further up than what we did have our initial first bounce. Having a 12-1 unfortunately will take us further back, and we will go short. So make sure that you are clear with the pull angle, which one you're gonna use. This is a good chance for a drop. For hole number 8, we're gonna do a no movement drive. 6 bars of top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. I do play with an Apocalypse level 6 here, as you see. Adjustment is gonna be maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. Once that is done, we will just take a normal shot. Those of you playing with Apocalypse level 4, I would recommend here to add 2 rings of overpower to your shot, as you do have 6 yards less power on the Apocalypse level 4. So you can see here we get it down and we get the ball to roll, and we're getting the ball to a yardage that we obviously gonna use, 389 yards. So 389 yards is going to be played with the slider at 68% slider, 15% elevation. So we add 1 bar of side spin to the right, and now it's very important as that we do have the ball guideline to the pin, not leaving it short. Very important to be once again to the pin, and then adjust 68% slider, 15% elevation. Adjust in this case 3, drop the ball there a little bit. It is 68% slider, 15% elevation, whatever that become, that is the correct answer. Bouncing nicely on the fairway, right that pin for a beautiful eagle here on hole number 8. This one is a little bit trickier than hole number 5, but plays basically the same structure. We have a drive, we play straight forward. We have a second shot, we play straight forward, which means that this hole is linear, and therefore yardage notes is key to get this ball to drop all the time. For hole number 9, we're gonna start with a no movement shot. We're gonna adjust max plus 10 directly when it's our turn. Once that is done, we'll apply spin. 6 bars of top spin, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and then we shall adjust for power slice rings. With Apocalypse level 6, I'm going to play this one 18 rings, but looking at my result here, we could even go down and play this one like, you know, 15, 16 rings or something like that. But 18 rings, you are just extremely safe. As you can see, we bounce nicely on the fairway, have a lot of room, and still nowhere near the rough on the left-hand side either as well. The thing that I would recommend is to do the same with Apoc 5, meaning go somewhere between 15 to 18 rings. Apoc 7, we need to go around 18 to 20 rings. Apoc 8, 20 to 22 rings, something like that. The reason I'm not giving you an exact number is because I don't believe we need an exact number, because we have a lot of room to go there. Apocalypse level 4, I would recommend to play with a power 4 ball if possible, and have in mind you don't need a side spin 3, so you can use a side spin 2 ball as a power 4 ball as well, and that's just so we make sure that we get the ball over the rough. So again, just to take that one slowly, we adjust max plus 10, add the spin, and then we adjust for a power slice ring. Then we go max over power, max curl to the right, and hit when the needle is as far to the right possible. Second shot, here I do have the Grizzly packed. That's actually a mistake. We do have a little headwind here, and the top spin with the Grizzly is not going to be what we need to have. I want to use 3 bars of side spin to the right though, and the ball guideline going through the hole is looking okay, but based on the result that we're going to have here now, we're going to go short in line, but and that is not something that we can allow to happen. We need to have more top spin, and therefore the Goliath is going to be the suggested club, and to have ourselves at least the possibility to play with 6 bars of top spin if it comes to that. If we do have a shorter drive, then 5.5 bar top spin might be okay, but in this case at least we would need a little bit more top spin than I do believe this one would have dropped, or just have snuck in the most likely snuck in the left hand side of the cup. 25% elevation, true distance when it comes to the slider. So if you are in medium distance, you play medium distance. If you are in max, you play max, etc, etc. Tough hole to drop, but I do feel that the adjustment explained here definitely gives you an opportunity, and that's all what we do need in the qualifying round to make sure that we do have a shot for the Albatross. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the qualifying round here in the Desert Dunes tournament in Golf Clash the Game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure to get the ultimate tournament guides for Expert or any other division on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below. Thank you once again for watching, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.